Hello everyone! Welcome to the 2-year anniversary of opening sketchboxes. Yay! I'm not sure if it's worth celebrating or not, but I know that 2 years in internet years is like a million years. I opened one of these not too long ago, but since I know this one is Inktober themed, I want to show this while it's still October. And as you can see, we have a bunch of different inking supplies here, and I'm super grateful that they put the ink in a plastic bag. I can imagine that a broken ink bottle can get quite messy. But before we start drooling over delicious art supplies, I want to share this amazing piece with you. This is a collab with my dear friend Jackie over at Nerdy Crafter. She made this awesome Halloween themed miniature graveyard. Look at all these tiny little things and details, it is so spooky. Jackie makes a bunch of geeky crafts and tutorials and miniature environments. She's crazy talented and she's also super cute and funny. In one video she even craft with her feet, that is crazy. So if you like fun and geeky stuff, go check out her video and her channel and show her some love. I will also make a sort of Halloween themed artwork, so stay tuned for that. Now let's take a closer look at all the things inside the sketchbox. First we have the featured artist, and this lovely piece is made by Netko Churlev, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. A list with all the supplies and their retail prices, which is great if you find some art materials that you like and want to get more of, because who doesn't want to get more art supplies? So then we have this black India ink from Winsor & Newton, and if you've seen my Inktober video, you will know that this is one of my favorite inking supplies. I love this ink and I'm super glad that I got a refill bottle with this sketchbox. Next we have a set with fine liners or multi-liners from Copic. These are in a sepia color. It is really nice getting some Copic products because I know they're of good quality. I haven't tried any of the Copic multi-liners before, to be honest, so I'm super curious to try them. Then we have a set with brush pens from Tombow. I already have these, but I like them and I don't mind having duplicates. One of them has a softer nib and one has a harder nib. I'm not exactly sure which one is which though, but I'm sure I will find out as soon as I'm starting using them. And next we have a paintbrush from Princeton, and this is called Mini Detailer. It has a super long, super thin bristle for super fine details. I have never used this kind of brush before, so this will be very interesting. It has a really nice rubbery kind of grip. Then lastly we have a product that is totally new to me. It is a double-ended brush pen from Zebra, I think the brand is called. It has one bigger nib at one end and one finer one at the other end. I like having two different pen nib sizes in one pen. So that are all the supplies, and I'm actually quite excited about this box. I love inking supplies. I am not sponsored or anything, by the way, but if you want to get a sketchbox yourself, you can use the code CATBULK2017 to get 10% off on your order. So as usual, I'm trying out all the different supplies, even though I am quite familiar with some of them. I will also use some other materials that are not included in this box, like a white gel pen and masking fluid pen, and also a regular paintbrush, in case you notice that I'm using something different than these supplies. So I was a little unsure how to start this, but I ended up going over most of the lines with the Tombow brush pens, and just making line art like this is so relaxing. I really enjoy this part, and I tested all the pens beforehand so that they are waterproof. I didn't want them to smudge when I add water on top of them later. Also, I used a kneaded eraser to get rid of the sketch underneath, and whew, that was quite some workout since you have to do a lot of pushing and kneading to erase the lines. And yeah, I need to work out more often. What I find a little tricky with using limited supplies like this, or having to use specific supplies, is that I find it hard sometimes to decide what supplies to use for what part of the drawing. In this box there are so many supplies just for line work, so I tried using different techniques with different pens to switch things up a little. I wanted to use the detailed paintbrush even more than I did, but I just ended up using it for a few parts, like on the scarf and on the leaves. But I really like this brush. It was easier to use than I first thought, and you get these super fine lines, so I think this will come in very handy for future inking work. Then to the fun part that I'm actually slowly getting a tiny, but just a tiny bit tired of after all my Inktober pieces, adding the ink wash. I am really looking forward to start using markers and watercolors again. I need my colors. But yeah, I mixed some of the ink with water and I got this translucent ink wash that I added as shadows and textures. I love this ink, it is so nice working with, and a little ink really goes a long way. I didn't exactly know what to make with the Copic multiliners. I usually don't add any kind of colors to my ink work, but I used it as some kind of highlighter color, if you could call it that, just to add some glow to certain parts of the drawing, and it actually worked pretty well, I think. I wasn't super happy with it at first, but it is kind of growing on me. It gives a bit of warmth to the drawing. The multiliners were super nice to work with, and they gives you very crisp and sharp lines. I used the double-ended zebra brush pen to go over some of the lines again and adding more line weight and simply just adding more contrast and details, and at the end I used it for some sort of cross-hatching to add even more contrast and shading to the ground and to the mushrooms in the background, and yes, they are giant mushrooms. Or perhaps the cats and the pumpkins are super tiny, who knows? But I really like the zebra brush pen. The larger pen nib was super useful to fill in larger areas with. I could have used the liquid ink for that too, but it can sometimes be a little messy and hard to control, so I preferred using a pen for that instead. It was a lot of fun experimenting with all the different supplies, and I think I like most of them, or all of them actually. I never say no to a good brush pen. So yeah, adding a lot of ink wash, adding some more details, that's what I do. Also, question, how do you celebrate Halloween, or whatever it's called where you live, if you even celebrate it? Here in Sweden, some people celebrate it with costume parties and some kids go trick-or-treating. We don't really decorate or anything, not as much as I've seen some people from America do. We usually just carve some pumpkins. We have something that is called All Saints Day or All Hallows Day, where we put candles on graves and such, but I usually just celebrate Halloween by meeting some friends and family to watch scary movies. So yeah, this may not be the best piece I've ever created because there are a lot of things I would change if I could, like having less background and even more foreground and more pumpkins because I like pumpkins, and the cat's ears are very long, but let's just say that they are bunny cats, a magical kind of creature that eats the parts that they carves out of the pumpkin when they make jack-o'-lanterns. Do bunnies eat pumpkins, by the way? Anyway, I need to learn to be more happy with what I create, and I actually had a lot of fun making this, and that is also very important. So I think that is all for now. I hope you enjoyed this video and this artwork. Next week I will be back with some colorful art, which I'm really looking forward to. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on that little bell icon to get notified whenever I post a new video. And check out Jackie's video over at Nerdy Crafter, you won't regret it. Or else these little pumpkin brain eating bunny cats may come and haunt you. Have a great Halloween everyone, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, keep drawing my happy cat. Bye!